Hello, my name is Emanuela Marco, and I am a first year student at the Agricultural University of Tirana studying applied economics. This project was a collaboration between me, Erviola Castrati, who is also a first year student at the Agricultural University of Tirana studying applied economics as well, and our lecturer Ermelinda Satka, who teaches sociology. The topic we have explored in this project is the figure of women in Albanian society. Now I will continue with the introduction, which discusses the role of women and how it has evolved over time. So basically, the role of women in Albania has evolved significantly from a traditionally patriarchal society to a more open and equal model through challenges persist. Historically, women were confined to household rules, especially in rural areas influenced by the canon of Lek Dugagine. During the communist era, women gained formal rights in education and employment, but hidden discrimination remained. The post-communist transition brought new opportunities but also challenges like unemployment and domestic violence. Today, Albanian women are more visible in politics, the economy, and public life, yet gender inequality continues, with wage gaps, underrepresentation, and violence against women as persist issues. Studies reveal a desire among women for leadership, but also a lack of initiative in entrepreneurship and low political engagement. The ongoing influence of patriarchal norms, coupled with limited feminist movements and research, continues to shape gender dynamics in Albania. Based on the topic we have decided to talk about, the main goals and objectives of the study are 1. To identify the differences between women in urban and rural areas, as well as the factors influencing these differences. 2. To assess the main challenges faced by women today, including discrimination, gender stereotypes, and the lack of equal opportunities. 3. To propose concrete measures of women empowerment, including improving education, providing economic support, and changing cultural norms, as well as raising awareness about the importance of gender equality and the positive impact of women's inclusion on societal development. And 4. Through this study, the aim is to encourage the broader discussion on how to improve the treatment of women in Albania and to promote a more just and inclusive society. I can say that the topic we have decided to talk about is a bit delicate. So, to better understand the perceptions and challenges faced by women in Albanian society, a questionnaire was developed to collect data from a big group of participants. This questionnaire was structured with closed-ended questions designed to measure response, opinions, and experiences regarding the role of women in society, family, economy, and politics. Structure of questionnaire. So the questionnaire was divided into 4 main sections. First sections, the role of women in society. Second, cultural and traditions. Third, education and career. And fourth, health and well-being. Participants were invited to provide their answers using a Likert scale from 1 to 5 or by selecting from predefined options in multiple choices questions. So, in this questionnaire participated a total of 100 people, where 60 were women and 40 were men. The questionnaires were distributed online through Google Forms at a random, and some were completed directly with participants to pilot the questions, ensuring they were clear and easily understood. So I'm going to explain one question from every single section. Question 1 from section 1. How important do you consider the role of women in the family? 90% of response rated it as very important, 10% rated it as fairly important, and no one selected the options slightly or not at all. Interpretation. The results show a high awareness of the essential of women in the family, viewing them as a central figure in its well-being stability. Question 1 from section 2. Culture and traditions. How do you perceive the evaluation in the role of women in Albanian culture? 60 responded very positively, 30 responded positively, 10 responded not bad. Interpretation. Most participants see the role of women as improving, but there remains a part of society that believes the change is slow or insufficient. Question 1 from Section 3. Education and Career. How important are education and professional training for women in Albania? 50% responded very important, 40% choose fairly important, and 10% choose slightly important. Interpretation. Participants highly value the importance of education for women. However, the fact that 10% view education as slightly important indicates that traditional mindset still exists, where education is not seen as a priority for women. Question 1 from Section 4, Health and Well-being. What are the most common obsolescence women face in politics and decision-making? 40% chose lack of support, 40% chose lack of experience, and 20% chose discrimination. Interpretation. According to the participants, support and experience are the biggest challenges for women in politics, indicating a lack of opportunities to build careers and develop leadership skills.
So, hello everyone, my name is Serviola Castrati and thank you for joining me today. I'll be sharing my part of our project, firstly starting with some conclusions. First, evolution of gender roles. The role of women in Albania has undergone significant changes in recent decades, transitioning from a patriarchal society to a more open and equal structure. However, challenges of gender inequality still persist. 2. Education is a key factor. Is identified as a crucial element for women's empowerment, but challenges remain, especially in rural areas where opportunities for higher education are more limited. 3. Economic progress and challenges. Women are increasingly participating in the labor market, but discrimination and wage gaps continue to be issues. Inequalities are more pronounced in sectors traditionally dominated by men. 4. Political participation. Although women are taking on more leadership roles in politics and administration, significant barriers remain, such as lack of support and experience. Women's representation in decision-making is still low. 5. Violence and gender stereotypes. Domestic violence and gender stereotypes are identified as significant issues that limit women's freedom and progress. Awareness and legal reforms are needed to address these challenges. 6. Changing social mentalities. The study participants show an improved perception of women's status, but a part of society still holds traditional views that limit their role. And here I have some recommendations. 1. Improving education and awareness. Organize educational campaigns in schools and communities to challenge gender stereotypes and promote equality. Develop mentoring and support programs for girls and women in underrepresented fields. 2. Economic empowerment. Create supportive programs for female entrepreneurs, including easier access to funding and business training. Develop policies to ensure equal pay and equal opportunities for career advancement. 3. Political participation and decision-making. Increase gender quotas in politics and administration to ensure fair representation. Organize leadership development training for women. Health and well-being. Improve access to healthcare services, especially in rural areas. Strengthen support for women's mental health and emotional well-being.
Thank you for your attention, and it was a pleasure for us to present this project. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask.
Hello, dear colleagues. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to participate in the third International Congress of Social, Political and Financial Researches. It's an honor to share my research with such a distinguished and diverse group of professionals. My name is Natia Barbakadze, a PhD candidate in Tourism and Hospitality Management at Ivane Jalakishvili Tbilisi State University. My article, titled The Impact of the COVID-19 Pandemic on Tourism and Hospitality Management in Adyar region, explored the profound effects that the global pandemic has had on one of Georgia's most vital economic sectors. Over the past few years, we have witnessed unprecedented challenges that have forced us to rethink and reshape our strategies in tourism and hospitality management. In this presentation, I will discuss the various ways in which the pandemic has influenced the industry, including changes in consumer behavior, adaptations by businesses, and the role of government interventions. I will also highlight the resilience and innovation demonstrated by stakeholders in the Achara region as they navigate through these uncertain times and work towards to sustainable recovery. I look forward to engaging in meaningful discussions with you all and gaining valuable insights from your perspectives and expertise. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you find my presentation both informative and so provocative. Um, The article discusses the vital role of tourism in the economic development of Georgia and the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on the country's economy, especially on the hotel industry. Challenges faced by the hotel sector due to pandemic-induced restrictions, resulting in lower revenues, job losses, and job losses. The main challenge in the post-pandemic period is highlighted the outflow of professional staff, the restoration of trust, and the rehiring of experienced personnel. It focuses on staffing challenges in the tourism and hospitality sector in the Achara region and tries to answer several key issues. These issues identify hotels that have been able to retain staff during the pandemic. This assessment of the impact of staff stability on the hotel's economic situation shows how the hotel chain of Achara region contributes to the stability of employees. The study uses an interview-based approach to examine the pre-pandemic situation in the hotels, management characteristics, current liquidity problems, and predictions regarding the long-term consequences of the pandemic. The research outcomes have delineated recommendations focused on the staff retention. Problem addressed: the tourist sector in Georgia, especially the Achara region, plays a crucial role in economic development and job creation. The COVID-19 pandemic severely impacted this sector, causing drastic drops in revenue, employment, and overall industry stability. The study examines how the hotel industry can regain trust and rehire skilled staff lost during the pandemic. About methodology, a qualitative research method was employed to gather data through in-depth interviews with 13 respondents, including upper-level managements and employees from chain hotels in the Achara region. The interviews conducted between 2022 and 2023 had an average duration of 30 to 50 minutes. Thematic content analysis was used to examine the data, focusing on topics such as staff stability, economic outcomes, and strategic visions for personnel policies. Results obtained expected. The study found that the hotel and restaurant sectors were the hardest hit during the pandemic, with 78% reporting revenue drops of over 50 and 46 experiencing high employee reduction rates. The research highlights the importance of promoting staff stability for economic recovery and identifies the need for strategic actions to rebuild trust and retain skilled workers. Additionally, the instability in the tourist sector has deterred qualified personnel from returning, which has further impacted service quality and overall economic growth. Now about conclusion and recommendations. Among service industry representatives, a trend emerged where some employees stayed with their companies despite salary reductions. The Georgian government's anti-crisis strategy, which includes tax exemptions and loan interest subsidies was significant in supporting the tourist sector. However, retaining qualified personnel remains a challenge. Recommendations include developing a strong network of professional tourist schools, creating appropriate training programs, restoring confidence in the hotel industry, and devising the plans to retain employees during crisis. Before I finish, I would like to highlight that those pictures used in my presentation are from Ajara region. The area is quite beautiful, and if you ever visit Georgia, please visit Batumi and see those destinations. Thank you for your attention. Hope you liked the presentation.
Dear participants, dear organizers, I'm very happy to join you for the third International Congress of Social, Political, and Financial Researches, which is held in Turkey there in March 7-8 for the current year 2025. I will share my screen. So first of all, I would like to share my warmest thanks for the head of this Congress, who is Associate Professor uh, Dr. Osman Giyek from Dekel University in Turkey. And I will introduce myself. My name is Dr. Shamsuddin Bokdimi. I'm PhD in Marketing Management at the University of Tizi Ouzou in Algeria. My topic for today it is about what effect does agent have on the interest in domestic tourism in Algeria. The next slide, it is about the question of the study. It is about to examine the effect of or the interest and the main aim. It is about to examine the effect of age of Algerian tourists on their passion for domestic tourism. Next slide. To meet use it for the study, it is online survey which was conducted there in June 24 for the year of 2023 till January 27 for the last year. Among 168 participants, all of them were from Algeria, and we explored key square tests using SPSS version 26. Tourism was defined by World Travel Organization as comprises the activities of persons traveling to and staying in places outside of their usual environment for more than one consecutive year for different purposes, such as leisure, businesses, and we can say others, such as studies. And there is several forms of tourism. In fact, we have internal tourism, which comprises domestic tourism and inbound tourism, followed by national tourism, which comprises domestic tourism and outbound tourism, and we finish with international tourism, which is about inbound tourism and outbound tourism. I would like to remind that our study or the current research is focused on domestic tourism, which is a subtype of internal tourism. The result of our research showed that the p-value obtained of Chi-square test it is greater than significant level because it is found that it is 0.265, which is greater or superior than 5%, which means that there is no significant differences between age groups of tourists, of Algerian tourists, about or regarding uh, their interest for domestic tourism in Algeria. And thank you for your attention. If you have any question, I will be happy to answer.